So we're told that Brock Lesnar is going to be at the Stipe Cormier fight in the audience to do a face-off with the winner of the fight for a potential match. Okay, couple of things here. First off, do I buy that? Yeah. Yes, I think if Brock Lesnar could get it cleared in his schedule, he could get into the front row and he could get a big media opportunity, I think that he's going to take it. Do I think that he's going to go in there and compete with Stipe or Daniel? I think that that's a much bigger stretch of the imagination. But those are two different fights, aren't they? If you were to think about Brock Lesnar versus Stipe, I think that most of us, conceding that of course we don't know what's really going to happen, we've got to see the fight, but I think most of us would think we know, wouldn't we? We would think that Stipe is going to go out there and knock him out. And we would even be able to support that hypothesis with some evidence in fellow athletes that have a good understanding of wrestling and have really good hands have knocked out Brock Lesnar. Look at Cain Velasquez, by example. Brock's not able to take him down. You even look at Shane Carwin in the first round, regardless of the outcome of that fight. You look at the fact that he was able to have some good minutes. You go out there and you look at Alistair Overeem. I think that we'd be able to come to a reasonable belief, or at least a common opinion, that Stipe goes out there and knocks him out. But if you look a little bit further and you go, well, what if Daniel wins? It's not quite as obvious. I don't make believe for you that either scenario is going to be a great night for Brock Lesnar. But it's a totally different fight. Totally different fight. Daniel Cormier isn't going to come out with those big power shots and just put Brock down. You know, when we close our eyes, when we just imagine that we see how that fight's going to go. I don't think that we come to that opinion. I think we come to the opinion that Daniel gets him down and out wrestles him. Okay, fine, but not early, right? Stipe is likely to come out early, touch him up and go home. Daniel's likely to be out there for a little while, and that does make things really interesting, particularly if you look at how Daniel gets his takedowns when he decides to wrestle. Daniel likes to push guys into the fence, use that leverage. He's a little bit shorter at that weight class, get an underhook, cut guys off, but ultimately push them into the fence and start to look for those legs. I got a hard time believing he's going to go out there and muscle Brock Lesnar around and shove him into the fence. I trust that Daniel will have a plan. I also trust that his plan will be successful. That's not what I'm attempting to argue for you guys. But what I am saying is if Brock is to face off and ultimately face the winner of Stipe and DC, those are two totally different fights. I think one with Stipe, he ends up in a bit of a stand-up battle where he's just simply too slow to deal with it. I think if he ends up there with Daniel Cormier, I think we get some really good minutes. I think we get some really good minutes in front of our television. I think we get some really interesting positions. And I think that Daniel Cormier's A game plan that we usually see him do, come forward, bury his chin, be gritty, be tough, I don't think that works. I think his B game plan, get that underhook, cut the fence off, shove the guy into it, slow him down, find those legs, drag him to the ground, I don't think that works. So I think he has to go to plan C, and I would be curious what that is.